Alright. Let's see. Alright. Oh, hi guys! Oh goodness, there's actually people before I even put a post out. Cool. Let me mute that.
Oh, hi guys! Oh goodness, there's actually people before I even put a post
There's
out.
a
Cool.
lot more people in here than I expected. This is interesting. Hello.
Hello. There's a lot more people in here than I expected. This is interesting.
I'm just
Hello.
I'm just putting a quick post on my creator profile on Webtoon, and then I'm only gonna stream for probably until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, since I have plans to hang out with friends. But I figured
I'm just putting a quick post
I'll
on
just
my
go
creator
ahead
profile
and
on
just do a
Webtoon,
test
and
one, and you guys can let me
I'm
know
only gonna stream for probably until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
how the audio sounds, because I've never really streamed before.
I'll just go ahead and just do a test one, and you guys can let me know.
Is there an echo? I hope there's not.
How the audio sounds, because I've never really streamed before.
Okay, let's see.
Is there an echo? I hope there's not.
This is why we do test here to see, because I have no idea what I am doing.
Let's see. This is why we do test here to see, because I have no idea what I am doing.
Sounds repeating.
Sounds repeating.
Does that help at all? I'm gonna give it a couple of seconds because I just muted my desktop audio.
Does that help at all? I'm gonna give it a couple of seconds because I just muted my desktop audio.
Hi. Is that better? I just muted my desktop audio, so let's see if that changes anything.
Hi. Is that better? I just muted my desktop audio, so let's see if
Okay,
that changes
bet.
anything.
Then I just won't play music then, or I'll figure it out later. Okay, bet. Love that. Love that for me.
Okay, bet.
So I was gonna play music.
Figure it out later.
Because I have.
Okay, bet.
So if you guys saw the trailer that I got animated, which is so cool. I actually have the full song, which I was going to play in the background, but I guess I'll figure my shit out later. And I do plan on releasing the full theme like I do with all my other stuff. But I need to make art for that. So that will be probably something that we'll work on when I do like an actual full stream instead of just a random one on a Sunday afternoon.
So that will be probably something that we'll work on.
I like your name, Stella, because I'm actually currently rendering Stella, or at least the human version of her that will be in Starcatcher. I'm actually rendering an episode right now, so you guys are getting a little bit of a spoiler. This is like episode 33, so I am super far ahead, but it's okay. I'll try not to spoil too much, but you guys will get a little bit of treats.
This is like episode
Is the echo still bad?
So I am super far ahead, but it's okay. I'll try not to spoil too much, but you guys will get a little bit of treats. Is the echo still bad?
Let's see.
No! Why is it bad? I don't know how to fix that.
Is that better?
Let's see.
I muted my own sound.
Is that better? I muted my own sound.
How do I make this better? No, I don't.
How do I make this better? No, I don't.
Is it better now? I just flat out muted all of my desktop.
Is it better now? I just flat out muted all of my desktop. No. Shit. Hello.
I'm so sad. What about that? No, I don't have anything playing to stream back. I'm so sad. This is why we do test streams, yeah. Because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Oop. Wait, Rosa. Wait, is she here? Okay, is it working? I muted my webcam, so that would be really weird if it was my webcam. Okay. Oh, Rosa, you can't be here. You can't see me do this shit live. Now I'm embarrassed. Oh, God. Oh, no. Okay. I even debated even putting my webcam on, but my hair looked kind of good today, so I was like, might as well, right? And then I talk too much with my hands anyway. Okay, I think it was maybe my webcam might have also had a mic in it. I don't know. I just muted everything that wasn't my mic, so I usually listen to something while I draw, but we're gonna not do that today. Yeah, we love mute representation. Hello. Yeah, it probably was the webcam. Nah, I'm just gonna ignore all those comments that are alright. So, what I was saying earlier, what you probably couldn't hear because of the echo, and this is why we do test streams, y'all, is I'm actually rendering an episode, like episode 33, so this is actually really far ahead, but it's fine. It doesn't have anything with Lucas or Thomas in it. It's actually gonna be the little subplot GL we're gonna have, so we're gonna have the lesbians. But hi. I'm drawing with you, bestie. I love that. Thank you so much, Em. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for another episode of Not So Silent, because, I eat it up. Every time I get the notification, I immediately just slam all of the coins down, and I'm like, take my money, please, and thank you. Oh, man. Oh gosh, yeah, and then I'm gonna just out myself with, so right now I'm just rendering episodes. I'm not gonna actually be, I guess, drawing, but I'm gonna be coloring, so you guys, and my hand's gonna be shaking because I'm nervous as heck, because there's way more people in here than I expected. I expected like 5, not like 63, so that's cool. Live Love Lesbians. Yeah, we actually have two GL couples in Starcatcher. My BL comic actually has two GL couples and then one straight couple. It has more lesbians than it has gay boys, so we love that. So the main GL couple will be Em and Stella, who was actually going to be like an in-game couple in Star Children. I just hadn't got to that plot yet. And then the other ones are going to be Soleil and Calliope. But they're already dating when you guys get introduced to them, so they're just gonna be fun little side characters and not gonna be like a big plot to like get them together like it is for Em and Stella. Also, hope you guys love me. I bought the actual version of the software to capture my iPad, so I actually spent like $60 to get like a high def resolution of it. So you guys better love me for that, spending money for this, but it's worth it. It's fine. I was gonna do it anyway. All right. Yeah, she's if you read Star Children, she is the guard assigned to Soleil, who is the son in Star Children. So she's my big buff cheetah puff lesbian, so we love that. And I saw I'm she her. Someone just asked for my pronouns, so I am she her. Oh no, I was using the eraser tool. Shit. I'm gonna try not to cuss on stream, but I have a sailor's mouth, so if that comes out, I apologize in advance, but also I really don't, because that's just how it is. I think this is also gonna be a way for me to force myself to render, because I've been doom scrolling a little too much earlier today. So we're not gonna doom scroll anymore, because now I have an audience. Maria is bisexual, and she's dating Cheru. And that's how you pronounce it, by the way. It's Cheru. I know that people say like Texeru or something like that, but it's pronounced Cheru. But she is bi, but she is dating a man, just like me. Well, I'm married to a man, so it's a little bit different. Well, I'm glad. I'm going to be rebooting Star Children, so enjoy it while it lasts. Because eventually I'll be making new episodes for those, but that's going to be a while, because I'm still very burnt out on making Star Children. So I don't want to disappoint you guys. It's going to be a while until I work on it again, to be honest. It's just a lot of things when it comes to that. Still bi when dating a guy. Yeah. We are your supervisor. Go to get to work. No more procrastinating. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying. I usually don't have a large audience like this. I use Procreate on my iPad. That's what I use. And the main brush I use is by Blue Satan on Procreate. I downloaded their brush pack like literally probably, I'm gonna say 2018, so 6 years ago was when I downloaded this brush pack, and I'm still using these brushes. I'm not sure if they're still available, but I use the Sketch 2 brush for most of my line art, and well, actually all of my line art, and then for my rendering, but I use like the default airbrush tool in Procreate as well. I have a bunch of star brushes, but I don't know where they came from. One of my friends in college, she airdropped me like all of the star brushes because she knew I like stars. And this is like right before I started making Star Children, and a little bit after work, because we were in the same class together, because I made Star Children when I was in college. Or at least started it. So I have no idea where she got those brushes, and I would literally die if I ever lose them, because I have no idea how to get them. Yeah, my palettes are also very chaotic as absolute hell. I know where the colors are. But yeah. Yeah. It's fine. This is way more than I expected on a impromptu random stream on a Sunday afternoon. Though it's like I know it's like much later in some places and really early in others. Um, it's Millie. Are you talking about using Procreate on mobile? I've actually never used it on mobile, if that's what you're referring to. I've only used it on the iPad. Groosehound, if that's how you say it. I do kind of. So, one thing about Lucas is that he is on the non binary spectrum. So, he is okay with they, them pronouns. And that will be kind of explored a little bit more probably in like season 2 or season 3. He still obviously identifies as male, but he's also more androgynous. I also have Sunny, who is a exorcist in the Exorcist bracelets, and they are non-binary. I don't have I don't really have any trans men or trans women characters, but I do have non-binary characters. Any femboys? I mean, have you looked at Lucas? I'm just kidding. Lucas is a very feminine man. Yeah, Sunny is non-binary. I had their care sheet that has it, and I mentioned it a couple of times in like the creator notes. Which, by the way, underneath each episode, I try to leave some kind of commentary. So if you don't read my commentary on each episode of no matter what series I'm making, then you're clearly missing out. That Lucas is the one that's on the non-binary spectrum. He's good with both he, him, they, them. But that's going to be something more explored later in this series when Lucas gets more comfortable with himself. Ow. Guys, just missing out on my commentary. I leave you little crumbs of knowledge and you miss it. Thought you guys loved me. So rude. I'm just kidding. I just never remember anything. I felt that one gay kid. I have the memory sometimes of a goldfish. So, but I think that's just the undiagnosed ADHD. But, you know, it's fine. Oops, I accidentally undid that. Okay, why did I choose to name Britannia? So, super short version. Back in the day, so we're talking when I was a wee little lass. So we're talking preteen Britannia. I used to be on DeviantArt and AIM and MSN. Some of you guys probably don't even know what the fuck those things are, but those are pre-Skype and pre-Discord. But I used to roleplay Roxas from Kingdom Hearts a lot. So my nickname became Roxas because that's who I roleplayed as. Is all my internet friends called me Roxas. And that turned into them calling me Ro for short. And then I had a friend who started calling me Rotan. added the blue, and I'm like, bet, Rotan, that's cool. And then I'm really bad at coming up with names. So during my 8th grade, it was like a political science class. We had to make this country and see if we can make a functional country with like all that sort of stuff. So I was trying to figure out how to name it. So I was like, shit. So I just named it Rotan. Yeah, and then that's kind of how I did. I did it like a little train themed country. So I named my art blog at the time on Tumblr the Rotania Express. And then I just kind of adopted the name. My old usernames used to be like Chaotic Arrowhead when I used to be a huge Homestuck fan, or like Art Muffin because I'm an original 12-year-old. But I liked Rotania the most, and I kind of just stuck with it. Autism. David Art mention. What inspired you, I guess, assuming you mean to make Starcatcher, it's because the Exorcist bracelet and the search engine was getting really, really angsty, and I have depression, and I wanted to draw cute gay boys, so I drew cute gay boys. My favorite character out of all 3 of my series, that's going to be a hard one because I love them all individually. I would say out of the Exorcist bracelet, my favorite is probably a Ryder. And out of Star Children, Starcatcher will probably be Lucas. So I cannot pick between Lucas and Ryder. They are my very anxious boys. I will never ever. I can't pick between the 2 of them. I love my protag boys. Are any of my characters neurodivergent? So Thomas has undiagnosed ADHD. So if you guys haven't fucking noticed at this point, he's very undiagnosed ADHD. Because that is me. But other than that, I'm not really sure. How do you escape your pen from not escaping your sight? Sister of the Aesthetic Plays, I don't know. I lose my pen all the fucking time. I just try to keep it in my hand as much as I can. Have you ever watched Heartstopper? I did watch the first season of not Starcatcher, Heartstopper. Jesus Christ. I did watch the first season of the Netflix show. I'm really bad at watching TV shows. I just cannot focus on them. So I did watch the first season, and I did really enjoy it, and I really like Nick and Charlie. I think I might like Charlie the most. But yeah, I haven't watched season 2. When did I start drawing? Since I was a wee little lass, since I was a kid and could pick up a crayon. What if Toasty? You in my comment section all the time about mittens. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. It's more so I can't draw cats, so I just keep forgetting to draw her. So yeah. What languages does Thomas speak? He speaks English, German, French, Italian, and Danish. But if he were to ever meet Fern from Not So Silent, he would also learn American Sign Language. Do you like anything Marvel? I love Spider-Man. I am a huge Spider-Man junkie. I actually have, I'm not sure where I put them, but I have some Spider-Man figures. You can kind of see right here. But you can kind of see the little bits of my Madoka shrine. I really love Madoka Magica, and I have this massive shelf full of figures, and I have more figures on my desk and on the shelf above my desk. So, yeah. It's Millie. Oh, I've read Heartstopper before. It was Netflix. I haven't caught up on it. I did recently catch up on it, probably maybe late last year. But oh yeah, I'm well aware it's webtoon. Trust me. You can't be a creator on webtoon and not know Heartstopper. So, what character do you relate to the most? Lucas. Lucas is, for those who don't know, Maria and Lucas are heavily based on me. I don't want to say Maria is my self-insert OC, but both of them are kind of. I struggled a lot with my physical health growing up, and then also obviously now I struggle a lot with my physical health, so that kind of relates to Maria, and also like me trying to be a positive person. And then Lucas is just the embodiment of everything else, everything that's back to him. Let's speak. If you were to make a comic for any fictional character, who would it be? My OCs, obviously. I only want to make comics about my own characters. Did you see the arson comment? So, I appreciate you guys being very supportive, but please do not threaten arson. I know it's a fun little joke, but please make sure you just tone it down. That's all I ask. I'm the Yiffy. How do you choose color palettes to make it look good? I've always had a really good sense of color. I also do have an art degree, and you learn a lot about color theory and a lot of the basic core classes when you get an art degree. So it's just finding out what works best with your style, and then, just play around with colors. What is the hardest character to draw? You're looking at her. Drawing Stella, I would rather pull my hair out. I don't know why I designed her like this. I cry every time I have to draw her hair. So we suffer today. Rain, you can speak Danish with him, but you know that you're going to be talking to me through Danish, and I only know English, so I'll be crying going through Google Translate. So. Is there any Toasty asks, is there any mute character? I'm really behind on chat. I apologize. I'm trying to answer all your guys' questions. I'm going to take a second to go back to rendering my panels. When it comes to not being able to... No. Is there any mute characters in your series, Rue? No, I don't... No, I don't have any mute characters. I would like to make a mute character. I have a couple other stories that I would like to make eventually at some point. I do want to try to finish the 3 that I currently have, but I would love to continue to make more characters with more representations, especially when it comes to disabilities. I feel like I have a fair selection when it comes to like heart disease, mental health. I am also has type 1 diabetes, just like me. So I would like to continue on that representation. What's your favorite non-romance webtoon? Probably The Last Dimension. Sci-fi, absolutely love it. Leaf's an amazing creator. If any of your webtoons have the chance to get an animation or a live action, how would you react, and which would you think to make the best show? I would love the Exorcist bracelet to be an animation. Like, I would put my entire life savings towards that to make that happen if I could. Do I plan on making a hard copy of Starcatcher? I would love to. It just, I guess, just depends on how well the originals does. I would love to see it. Oh. Would you guys like to see my Oso? Hi, baby. Hello. Hello. Mwah. This is Oso. He is my drama son. Can I be the priest of the religion we're studying for Britannia? Please don't start cults. I don't appreciate. Please don't start cults. I do not have a moderator bot because this is my first time testing. I probably should. I don't know how to do that though. You can send me fan art by either DMing me on like social media, like Instagram. Probably not Twitter. I'm really bad at looking at Twitter DMs. But if you want to send it to me through Insta, or I can send it to my my email. I have not read School Bus Graveyard. I want to because I really like thriller horror stuff, but I just haven't had the chance yet because I don't really have a lot of times. If you make me fan art, I'm gonna love it no matter what because it's you taking the time to draw my characters, and I will love it no matter what it looks like, and it's not gonna be bad. No, this is my dog. He is my baby boy. I birthed him. He came out of my womb. I am his biological mother. So sorry. No, you cannot steal my son. My email is rotania.artwork@gmail.com. No hyphen when it comes to Britannia. Yeah, there's not a lot of representation for type 1 diabetes, but your girl has type 1 diabetes. Got my little CGM right there, so we're going to have some representation. Yeah, I got type 1 diabetes this year, so usually you get it when you're a kid. My body decided that it wanted to sleep on the mutation, so I got it and almost died this year, so that was cool, but I'm alive now. Yay. It's, let me type it. I'm gonna unbirth my blanket and pillow that's on my lap right now. Ooh, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Did I get your tail? I have sinned. I am so sorry, my sweet baby child. Procreate tips. There's a lot of things. I'm gonna start rendering again because that was the whole point, was me to draw. So I can kind of show you some things. I also wear the Libre 3, so twinsies. And I low-key blame, I got poison ivy and I had to take a steroid, and then that's when I started, I guess, becoming pre-diabetic, and then it started getting bad. So, oh, so please, honey, you're so cute. I can't stop petting you when you're here. I have to draw. People are watching me. So, this is my banana gator, by the way. He sits on my lap, and his name is Ruby Tuesday. So, I use him as my little prop for my lap. He is my son. I'm most likely never gonna have kids. I debated it before. Wait, did M just post something? This woman. Okay. I got distracted. Okay. No, it's my banana gator. I bought him from a convention a couple of years ago. It's my banana gator. Alright, let's get back to coloring, because I need to get this episode finished. Shut up, I am not. I am just a small little bean trying her best to get through the day here. Yeah, I'm also glad I'm still alive. This year was pretty spicy. My house flooded and destroyed a lot of my property and cost me a lot of money. And then that same week, my doctor called me and was like, "Hey, you need to go to the hospital immediately. You're diabetic." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And then I went to the hospital, and then they checked my blood sugar, and it was deadly. So I immediately got admitted to the hospital, and then I immediately got admitted to the ICU, where I stayed there for a couple of days because I was in diabetic ketoacidosis, which is where your blood basically turns to acid because it can't break down the sugars in your blood, so it breaks down your fatty acid. So I lost like 20 pounds in less than a month, and the fatty acids made my blood acidic. So I was almost about to go into organ failure and almost died. But hey, I'm alive, so that is what matters. We won't get into all the other shit that's happened. I'm 28. What's your inspiration for Teb? I like action stuff and Madoka Magica because I really like the multiple different textures and different styles. Do you have any tips on how to not let a drawing drain you completely? Try to draw things that you like to draw. Some things you kind of have to. That's part of the learning process, but just try to, art's fun. You should draw things that make you happy. That sort of thing. I'm glad you're okay now. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I was going to work because I work as a supervisor at a financial institution, and my bosses were just like, "Hey, Jessica, you look like actual death," and I'm like, "Well, thanks, guys. That's nice." And I couldn't even barely walk to my desk without becoming really out of breath. I was super thirsty. I had really bad acid reflux. I was sleeping constantly because that's one of the ways you can naturally lower your blood sugar is by sleeping. So my body was trying to flush it out by drinking a lot and also sleeping a lot. And then I went to the doctor, was like, "Hey, here's all my symptoms." She did some blood work. And then the next day she was like, "You need to go to the hospital now." And I'm like, okay. So yeah, they were very, very surprised that that I had type 1, but because I went into diabetic ketoacidosis, and then we did all of the blood work when I saw my endocrinologist. They're like, "Yeah, you 1,000% have type 1. So I'm just a late bloomer. I just late to the party, fun stuff. Also, hi, Pure Me. I love the commission that you did for me a while back ago. It looks so good. Your art is so wonderful. I also hope I said your name right. Random person, yeah, that's very accurate. But to be fair, if my bosses did not tell me that and force me to go to a doctor, I probably would not be alive right now, or I would be in a much worse condition. So so Starcatcher is a alternate universe of Star Children. So basically I already had the background set up for Lucas and Thomas meeting in college and all that sort of stuff. And I just wanted to do a fun romance slice of life. So I'm like, hey, let's do like a little prequel thing. But I don't want to have to draw space aliens. And I wanted to draw like Maria with Cheru, but they didn't meet until later. So I'm like, well, let me just make them all humans and just have them meet in college. So that's pretty much how it came. Yeah, I was the youngest person in that ICU unit, and the nurses were like, because I could still technically move around, which when I had like I had 6 different IVs going through my arms because my potassium and other like electrolytes were dangerously low. Like I was taking a potassium drip, and then I also had to take potassium pills and drink liquid potassium, which is the most disgusting thing you will ever drink. And my potassium was still like way too dangerously low. But yeah, I was chilling, you know, a 27-year-old in the ICU, and then all of my other ICU mates were like 70 and 80s. I use 1600 by like a little over 10,000. The height of it changes depending on what I need, but the width is always 1600. Oh, are you talking about Cheru? That's how you say it, Cheru. It's like cherry. Cheru. Here, I'll give you a little bit of a preview. So this is my folder for the originals version of Starcatcher. So this is almost all season 1 fully written. So I just have separate canvases that have storyboards on them. I'm not gonna click on them because spoilers and also but you can kind of see I have 33 and 34 all lined and flatted, so I just need to render those. But then I have like 35, 36, 37, all of those are storyboarded, so those still need to be actually drawn in my non-sketchy style. Yeah, she always did have that necklace. It's the necklace Andromeda gave her, and it's also just a little tie back into Star Children. I do watch anime. Yeah. Can you not tell by the anime figures in my background that I watch anime? Yeah, I watch anime. I'm a huge anime nerd. I watch a lot of anime. And I have a lot of figurines. I don't have children, so all of my disposable income goes towards my dogs and for me to buy pretty things. Okay, alright. Let's stop dilly-dallying. It's time to draw some blushing lesbians, guys. I was on the wrong layer, no wonder. Alright. Yes and no when it comes to Lucas's necklace. So in Lucas's first ever design, he had that necklace, but I didn't really draw it in Star Children. Now, to be fair, Lucas usually always wears a hoodie, so his necklace would always be like tucked in, but I made sure it was a prominent thing in Star Catcher. But technically, no, it's not a new thing because in his original design, he always had that necklace. Now, the reason why he has that necklace has changed because before, when I first designed Lucas, I didn't design Maria and I didn't have them as twins or even related. But I designed Lucas first and then I designed Maria later. I'm sorry, Rain. I don't read books. I haven't read books since I was in like high school, so I can't really answer that question. It's just more so I in high school I took a lot of AP classes, so I had to do homework, and then in college I worked 2 full-time jobs and was a full-time art student. I didn't have time to do any kind of like leisure reading. I'm gonna end this stream probably before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My husband is currently out with a friend, and they're gonna be coming back to the house around then, so I will be stopping the stream when they get home. So probably another 2 hours, if that. Starcatcher is literally just a college AU. I had it in the description in the Canvas version and no one read it. So whenever people were just like, who are these people? What is this? Why are these people different? I'm like, if you read the description, guys. It's a college AU. It's literally just a college AU. You can always draw with me, Toasty. Wait, what? Why is this? This was in the wrong layer, but it's okay, I'm about to fix it. I read the description, I'm a good boy, thank you. Yeah, it's, technically it's 110 for me right now, if you want to be technical, but yeah. It's still nice and early in the day. My goal is to try to finish rendering episode 33 and hopefully 34 before I go to bed today. That way I have my 4 episodes for the month all done. And then I can work on other things, like making stupid reels. And I have an episode of Teb I need to make and finish to get my buffer made. It depends. I used to be very limited about how many layers I could have. Like I could only have 18, but I upgraded my iPad, so now I can have up to like 100. So now I don't merge all my layers like I used to. So I'm not really sure how many I use at this point. Probably like 20, 30. It just depends on how many characters I have in each panel. And how many colors I have in their outfits. He would probably stick more... I don't sure if he would ever wear a dress or like a skirt. Like he would wear leggings for sure, but I'm not sure about if he would actually wear a dress or a skirt. And it's probably something out of his comfort zone, because that's also like exposing his legs in a way, and he wouldn't want that. He would only wear like shorts that go below the knee. He wouldn't wear anything that would expose like his thighs or something. So I bought the one by Blue Satan, and that's where I get the Sketch 2 brush, and that's the brush I mostly use. Any other brush pack, whatever one you want to do, honestly. I mostly stick with a very few select amount of brushes, so I don't really explore that much outside of them. I just kind of make what I have work, and I use a lot of default brushes as well. Do I do any research for my characters? It depends. If it's going to be like, if I'm dealing with a, like with Maria, I try to research a lot when it comes to her heart condition. That way I'm representing it accurately, since I don't have a heart condition. I guess you can say that I did research when it comes to M's type 1 diabetes, because I'm a type 1 diabetic, so I've done a lot of research when it comes to that. When it comes to like mental health, I don't need to do research. I got it right here in my brain. Yeah. I feel like wearing too feminine clothes would be too much for him, because you guys will see in season 2, I'm going to talk more about his relationship with his mom. And he would wear like leggings, and he wears pink, but he wouldn't wear anything like that. That I think that would be a little too much. I do use the same brush for rendering as my line art. It's like a marker tool, so my lines are transparent, and it makes my friend who does my flat colors very upset. Out of the entire cast of Starcatcher, who would be most likely to get married first? Maria and Cheru, for sure. They for sure would get married first. She's giving Cool Witch Aunt who takes you to the mall or something. That is hilarious. This is where if you guys read Starcatcher, then you know she did get her design did get a little bit updated, because she has she has shorter hair in Star Children before the time skip, but obviously in her hair is also dyed. But she is a goth witchy queen. And she is unhinged AF. I love writing her. I guys can't wait for you to be introduced to her. She has cognitive heart disease. So she was born with a hole in her heart, and she has a lot of issues regulating the rhythm of her heart. So she has like a pacemaker and stuff. Nora asks how tall everyone is in Starcatcher. So Thomas is 6'2". Maria and Lucas is 5'6". M is 5'8". Stella, I think, is like 5'3", 5'4". She's pretty short. Soleil is like 5'2". She's so tiny. And then, my iPad is dying. Let me grab my charger real quick. And Calliope, she's like 5'10". Yeah, Thomas is tall. He is a tall boy. No, because when I first started making webtoons, I had literally no following at all on social media, so I felt extremely lucky. I definitely did not expect Starcatcher to get the email that I got back in November of them being like, "Hey, you want to be an original?" And I'm like, "Are you serious? am I going crazy right now?" Nah, but I made comics for fun. Comics should be about having fun and doing them because you like the story. I never intended making money off of them. I make money off them now, which is nice, but I know that was never my original intention. I just wanted to draw my characters doing things. Would a long skirt work better? Are you still talking about Lucas? He wouldn't wear that sort of stuff, so you don't have to keep asking if that's what you're referring to. He just flat out wouldn't. I'm 5'7", so I'm like an inch taller than Lucas. Do I write a script or do I go with it? I do storyboards, so I don't like type scripts because that's not how my brain works. I picture all my stories as like scenes in my head, like an animation, and then I just draw it out. and that's how I write. So I never know really how things are going to go until I draw it. I think the only time I ever written out episodes was that I wanted something very specific happen by a specific episode number. So I kind of wrote it out to kind of space what I want to do in each episode. That one gay kid, yeah, he definitely wears leggings, and I definitely draw him wearing leggings and stuff like that and skinny jeans, but he does like baggier clothes too, so he'll definitely steal plenty of Thomas's hoodies. It is only when he starts really being comfortable that he'll actually start wearing like short sleeves, but that's not really going to be an in public thing. Nora asked, so his scars go up to his elbow, and he also has them on his thigh. So he has 11 on each arm, and then he has 7 on each leg. Very specific, but yeah. It's been like, it depends. Sometimes I have a very specific idea, and then I try to draw it, and it just does not work out at all. And it just turns out completely left field. But a lot of times my stuff doesn't look right until I'm pretty much at this stage where I'm at right now, where I'm like adding all the little highlights and stuff. Especially when it comes to like Teb, those panels don't look they don't look like their final product at all until they're at the final product stage. If you don't want to be here, then you don't have to be here. If you're referring to the stream. I do make all of my comics on Procreate. If he had no trauma, he would be very similar to how Maria is, which is a very chaotic, very positive sort of character. If you guys saw the little mini comic that I did, then that the mini comic I did as them as kids, that is how he would be, like, very, yeah. I'm using a pen. I'm using a second generation Apple Pencil on my iPad Pro. My trust the process is literally the entire thing until the end. It never looks right until the end. Especially when I'm doing action scenes. Oh, their dad's house. Okay, sorry. I missed that part of the conversation. It does. And that's why you always see him. Like, I always draw him in, like, the hoodies and stuff like that. And if he is wearing a short sleeve shirt, he wears, like, a cardigan, maybe off the shoulder, but always covering his arms. I hope to eventually have a beach episode in, like, season 2. Because I want him explore feeling comfortable wearing normal clothes out in public. How I do my lettering. There is a text feature in Procreate, and it's not great. It's a lot of, I kind of have to make it work, but that's how I do it. It's a lot of me crying into my iPad, and then magically words appear. Oh, I mean, when Lucas is comfortable, he is a chaotic little bastard. And I hope that, like, with, like, season 2 and, like, season 3, we're gonna get more of him kind of learning to love himself. He's still traumatized, but he's at least, you know, a little bit more chaotic. The background, I buy SketchUp models, and then I import the image, and then I blur it out, and then I make it less saturated to match the backgrounds. I don't draw these backgrounds. I use SketchUp, like majority of other webtoon creators. So you can have like the little protector things, but to be honest, I am writing out the baseball plot because I don't want to have to draw baseball scenes. I drew the one and I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to have to do any more research when it comes to baseball. So it will not become a plot point besides what it's used for the baseball tryouts. After that, they didn't make the team. Without it being on originals, how do you post your comics? When you go into the desktop version of Webtoon, you have the option to create a series and you upload it from there. So you can't do it on mobile. You have to use the desktop version. So, when it comes to making a webtoon, the motivation, engagement helps a lot. So when you have an engaging audience, I'm very thankful for you guys being very active when it comes to comment sections and stuff like that. That helps it when you see people who are interested in your characters and all that good jazz. That helps me with my motivation. I really like my characters. I like drawing them in situations. Consistent schedule. I have to be on a consistent schedule because I am contracted to be in a consistent schedule, but you can go whenever schedule you want. The best one will be weekly. But you can do whatever you want to your comic. You guys are going to see a lot of their banter. Lucas and Thomas's banter. That stuff is fun. But also, when it comes to the SH stuff, yeah. When it comes to Lucas, it's definitely a very it's his own like shame and sort of stuff, but I hope to explore that more of him not being afraid to show it, or he could be comfortable in his own skin, that sort of thing. Yay, I finally finished that. That only took me way too long. Usually I can do that in like 30 minutes and it took me like over an hour. Now we can start from scratch. Let's see here. Lucas going through full gremlin mode. That's hilarious. No, I am currently trying to finish writing a few episodes with Lucas being the DM for their session. And he is full evil mastermind mode. And then M comes in and is completely chaotic as hell. And puts the party in a very bad situation. But it's all for fun. Thank you, Millie, for coming. It's okay. You guys won't have the context of what's going on with this episode anyway. This episode won't be coming out until like December. So you guys will forget this happened by the time it actually comes out. Hi, Abby. No, I want this to be smaller. Oh, well, that's too small. Actually, Thomas has insane luck. So he would actually be the one that rolls like nat 20s to seduce the dragon sort of type vibe. Maria is the one that has the bad luck. For those who've read the Fast Pass episode, you know that Thomas is really lucky. But if you haven't read it, you'll read it when it comes out for free in about 5 weeks. Bye, Ace. It's okay, it'll come out in free in 5 weeks. Then you'll see what I mean. I needed to get my nails done. My nails are like really grown out, so they're really gross, but I have cute little nails, but I need to get them redone. But you guys gotta think, I am currently making episode 33. So there's a lot of fun things that happen between episode 6 and episode 33 that I have to wait for you guys to see. Because this episode I'm making right now doesn't come out until like December. So like, you have to imagine that I'm waiting a whole lot of time. I'm hoping that Starcatcher will be 3 seasons. It just depends on how well it does and if I get renewed. Bye, Liz. Oh, thank you, Emma. I'm glad you like it. I love my gay boys. Ryan Gosling. Yeah. How much longer we're looking to start children? So the thing is, and I've answered this question a couple of times before. I'm currently in the process of going to be rebooting it. I'm extremely burnt out on it. I mean, it's the first series that I made. I didn't know what I was doing, and now that I do know what I'm doing, I know I can make it 1,000 times better. But I'm not really in the mental space where I can work on that story. Also, I have to, I have a contract. I have to make Starcatcher in the meantime. So I know it's disappointing that I'm not continuing it right now. It will come back at some point. When that will be, I have no idea. If you ask me this today, or if you ask me this tomorrow, or maybe in a month, my answer is going to be the same. I will let you guys know as soon as I start working on it again, and when I'm going to be making those episodes, and when those episodes will be coming out. But if you ask me without me saying, it's going to be the same answer. Also, Rose Oak, you and I just in the DMs plotting our evil plans of what we're going to do in the future episodes that are absolutely diabolical, that won't be in the the series for quite some time. Oop, that's the wrong color. So. Absolutely evil. You guys can't see this, but my dog is completely just splooted out by me. He's so stinking cute. I love him. He's my emotional support dog. Oh yeah, my goal is to absolutely rip your hearts out when we do Lucas's backstory. So I hope you guys have plenty of tissues prepared for when that happens, because I will not be nice. I am not nice at all when it comes to that man. Nora, when it comes to music, I don't really listen to specific music, like to get certain ideas. I hyperfixate on a couple of songs that I'll listen to repeat, and then I find a new song that I hyperfixate on, and then I listen to that on repeat. So my answer will change depending on when you're asking me this. I don't like go and actively listen to like lo-fi music or rock music. I find a song, I really like that song, I'm going to listen to that song until I'm sick of it, then I find a new song. Yeah, Rozuk knows exactly what I plan on doing with Lucas's backstory. They got insider knowledge, so it's bad. If Lucas could have any animal as a pet, would it be? I mean, he would probably just have a dog, like an Australian Shepherd, which is what my dog is right there. It's an Australian Shepherd. Um, do we have any plans, Doodles? I mean, we could. I plan on having like a little cameo of Lewis and Fern in Starcatcher at some point. The same with like Bosan and Kande from To the Stars and Pack. I hope to have little cameos of them in Starcatcher at some point. My little sunshine characters, my little anxious beans. Oh yeah. Does Lucas ever cut his hair in the series? Now that's a spoiler. But yes, later. It won't be this season though. He will still have his long hair. This for season 1. For season 2, I plan on cutting it. Oop, that's wrong brush. Do 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 do. It is so hard to do her makeup when she's in chibi form, because I'm not sure if I should do her under eye shadow. No, when it comes to dyeing the hair. I would say really the only character that's dyed her hair is going to be M, as you can see, as she has pink ends. What are you about to say? My hyper fixation song is probably all to you. From the new Hell of a Boss episode. I've been listening to that way too much. That one gay kid, I'm not exactly sure, considering I'm a cis, like, cis woman myself. Well, I mean, if you're... Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, you can just be like, hey, I prefer to be called this name instead. But it really depends on your own family dynamic. I'm not exactly sure. I've been asking my mom to not call me a certain nickname for the past couple of years, and she still calls me it. So I'm not exactly sure how to answer that. I'm sorry. I feel really bad that we can't get... I will figure this out to get music playing in the background. I think it was my webcam that was doing the echo. But my brain's gone a little crazy with them background music. Yeah, maybe just do a nickname. I don't really. Again, I don't know your family dynamic, so I can't really give advice because I don't know how it is. But yeah, I watch Hasbin and I watch Hell of a Boss. When it comes to Helva, I love Stolas. I love that he's space themed, and I really like his character progression throughout the series. Absolutely love me my Owl Prince. And then for Hasbin, I'm a big fan of Angel Dust and Husk. Those two are my favorite. Are there any bullies gonna be in this series? I mean, like antagonist abuser sort of thing. We do have a little bit of something when it comes to like the baseball tryouts. That wasn't in the original Canvas version. But if you consider his mom a bully, Lucas's mom, yeah, she's a major bully. That woman's evil. Will they not be bullies? You are gonna have to read it when it comes out to figure out. I can give you all the juicy gossip. What do you think this is? A Q&A? Just kidding. Mom being son's first bully trope. Damn. I mean, right? That's very, very true. Well, with Starcatcher, at least with the OG version of it, you're not going to have to read Star Children to understand things. I'm going to put it in the story. It's just, the originals just launched last month, so it's going to take some time to actually get those answers that you guys are looking for. And some things won't be explored until, like, season 2. So we're talking about year, 2 years until we get to that point in the story. Will the chapters ever be twice a week? You know those episodes are 40 plus panels each, right? Do you understand how long that takes to make? No. Yeah, it's only once a week, my dude. Because if I update twice a week, either it would be it'd be half the length twice a week, or it would be just once a week for the length. Because you gotta imagine that's 40 plus drawings a chapter, and each panel can take an hour plus to do, from lining it to coloring it to doing the lettering. That's over 40 plus hours of work in one episode. So yeah, no, it's gonna be once a week. It's a lot of work that puts into it. I know it takes only about like 2 seconds to read sometimes, but nah, that's way tue much work. I'll be doing 80 plus, even though that's something that I can do. No, that's not, that's just gonna cause burnout. Sorry for the limiting rant, but that's a lot of readers don't realize how much work goes into actually creating comics and how time consuming it is. I know it takes like no time at all to read it, but the actual process of making the comic itself is a lot longer than what you think it is. Rosa is just like, yeah, preach it. Because you have to storyboard it, and then your editor has to approve those storyboards, and then you have to actually draw it, and then you have to flat it, and then you have to render it, then add all the special effects and all the lettering and the bubbling, and then you have to make sure it's the right size, and you have to upload it, and it takes a lot of time. And then if you have a panel with more than one character in it, add a couple extra hours. If you got panels that have multiple characters, I spent over almost 2 hours drawing one single panel, not even coloring it, because it had 6 characters in it with very unique outfits. Yeah, and if you ever see someone in the comment section that's saying this was too short and the episode was 40 panels long, they're very entitled, and they don't understand how much work and effort goes into comic making. So if you see those types of comments, make sure you put them in their place and being like, you try to draw, that many that many almost illustration level panels a week, and do that consistently for multiple weeks, months, years in a row, and see how you do. That topic makes me I am very passionate when it comes to this topic. And it was me to no attack to the original person who asked it. It's a very important thing to talk about. Lucas and Maria both like strawberry ice cream. Yeah, I like, for example, extremely burnt out on Star Children. I took that year hiatus a while ago. Then I took another break. It's just, I put so much of myself into that for so long that I'm just completely burnt out on it. And that's what happens. And that's why I'm trying to take as many breaks as I can now. That way I don't do that with my other stories. I still like engaging with my audience, so I still read all the comments. And also, I'm a very anxious person, and I am always very... I kind of need the comments in order to do some kind of self-validation, still in some way. But I know at some point I will definitely need to stop reading the comments as much as I currently do. Thank you, Yellow Mochi. Appreciate you liking the comic. We're drawing lesbians today. That gay kid, I don't really know how to answer it, so I feel bad, because that's, like you said, it's a personal question. I would just try to vocalize what you would prefer your name to be. That's, be like, hey, do you mind just calling me this? It just recognize that it may take a while for them to actually do it, you know. My name is Jessica, and, you know, my family calls me Jessie. I absolutely hate that nickname. I've hated it since I was a kid. They still call me Jessie. Like, it just kind of is what it is sometimes, but I hope that it ends up working out for you. Just make sure that you're always just communicating, you know, what your preferences are to your family as best as you can, and also do it when you feel safe to do so. I am definitely going to be using Rose Oak whenever it comes to French. I definitely did not remove a piece of dialogue in this episode that was in French because I was not confident that it was right. So maybe I'll add it back. I'll just message you and just be like, help me, please. So when it came to the voice actors, I actually had full intentions of making my own trailer for the Canvas version of Starcatcher, but like it was more of something like I did for the Exorcist bracelet, where it was super simple, just the characters talking at the screen, not really animated, because I can't animate for shit. So I had gone onto a Discord server that does a bunch of like voice acting roles where like voice actors can be met with creators that are trying to get voice actors for their projects. So I did that, plus I did go put the call out post onto Twitter, and I had about, I think I had a close to 100 people audition with voices, and by just filtering through the auditions that was sent to me, I landed on those two. I reached out to them. I was like, hey, I would really like to have you for Thomas. I would really like to have you, Lucas. Are you okay with that? And then I had to scrap that trailer idea because that was around the exact same time I got the original offer. So I had to let them know, being like, hey, I'm not doing this because I'm getting this signed contract, but I do hopefully plan on making a trailer later. And then when I reached out to the animator, I wanted to make sure there was those voice lines. I reached back out to them. They were so cool with doing the voice lines for me. So I got those voice lines. Then I went to my friend Adam. I'm like, hey, here's the music. This is where I want the music to start. These are all the voice files they gave me. Can you do the audio mixing for me to make sure it sounds really nice? Because I'm not talented when it comes to that sort of stuff. So it turned out really great in the end, and I'm so happy with it. I am your personal translator. I got you, bestie. Love you. Oh. Oh, for the Yeah, well, the thing is, for I think it was like episode 4 or something like that. No, it was episode 3. Yeah, that was actually something that the upload team had messaged me about, and I had fixed it, but they didn't update the files before it launched. So I had fixed it before. And I gave them the files, we resliced it, but they just didn't fix it when it came to actual launch time. So when I saw that, I'm like, fuck. So I was able to reach out to my editor and being like, hey, this didn't update, and then we were able to get it fixed. Don't mind me just checking my phone real quick. Have to see when my husband's coming home. Do-do-do-do.
And if you're gonna call me cute, then...
Oops. Okay. Hope you guys liked my forehead while I looked at my phone. Oh man. It's weird talking to people who create these stories. I love it. Is a weird experience. Anytime that I talk to a creator that I admire, I'm like, oh god. You're talking to me, oh no. It's absolutely wild. It is kind of like a surreal experience. You get kind of starstruck in a way. That was me talking to Rose Oak for the first time. I'm just like, oh god, Senpai's noticing me. Oh no. Have Lucas and Thomas been in relationships previously? Yes. So Thomas did date a couple girls, but he dated Tiffany for the longest amount of time. And then Lucas did have a boyfriend before bad things happened. For real, not used to so much interaction, but I appreciate it. Well, I like interacting with you guys, so I'm glad that you guys like my stories and want to interact with me because it's very cool, and I'm glad that people are very interested in my original characters because all I want to do is talk about them. So when you guys want to talk about them, I'm just like, bet, let's go. Webtoon does pay us a specific amount for each episode, and then we get other forms of income. Obviously, I can't go more beyond that, but the main source of income is going to be our fee per episode. No, Roseoak, I need you to constantly send me more of your For You page TikToks. I live for them constantly. Every time I see them, especially the more unhinged they are, I get filled with so much life. That's supposed to be soft light. What's my dog's favorite treats? They absolutely love greenies. So we give them a greenie every night. And we always give them at 9 o'clock. And for the first 2 hours before 9 o'clock, so from like 7 to 9, they are constantly begging. But they're just like dentist hits. So they're just like treats to help clean their teeth and stuff like that. But it's like, we like to call it their crack cocaine because they've become absolute crackheads when it comes to greenie time. It's my favorite color of Star Children to draw. If you're talking about the actual Star Children, like the aliens, I think maybe like the reds or the purples. Blues are kind of hard to do. But I also haven't drawn a Star Child in a very long time. It's been a while since I've actually drawn one. So I'm not really sure. They're all kind of the same. Greens are also hard. Lily, my parents are sick and tired of me freaking out because of you liking replying to my comments. Well, I'm glad I can make your day. You're the one that counts like all the hearts and stuff, right? I always laugh when I see those comments of just like heart counts, and then I see the edit later of like 57 or something like that. My favorite webtoon, To the Stars and Back and Not So Silent. Absolute favorites. I also love The Last Dimension. I also really like Far Off. But when it comes to like BLs and stuff like that, it's To the Stars and Back and Not So Silent. I mean, oh, thank you, Ray. I appreciate it. I have spent many a time, many hours cultivating this art style, so I appreciate it when people enjoy it. I don't know how I got this art style, but it just kind of happened. One of your webtoons just updated. Don't know if I should go or not. I mean, your webtoon will be there when the stream is done. I'm only going to be streaming for probably about another like 30 to 45 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, I'm only going to be streaming for not so much longer because my husband will be coming back home. And my friend who's out of town will also be here as well. So we'll have another... I'll see if I can finish one more panel set after this. I'll finish this one and I'll see if I can finish the next one before we end the stream. And then we have a good little test stream. And I'll see about getting to where I can play music in the background. That way it's not just me in awkward silence. Yeah, I'm really good friends with both the creator of Far Off and also To the Stars and Back. So I always DM Rook, the creator of Far Off, being like, when are they going to kiss? I need to know when they're going to kiss. To the Stars and Back will be ending soon, and it makes me absolutely just want to cry because that's such a comfort series for me. But I can't wait to see what the other stories that the creator will be doing. Pegla will be doing. It's my favorite thing to draw in general. I like drawing stars. I like drawing starry backgrounds. If it wasn't obvious at this point, considering I have 2 star-themed comics. Yeah, I think there's only gonna be about like 20 to 30 episodes left of To the Stars and Back. It's ending very soon. So I like alternative indie music. I kind of hyperfixate on certain songs, so it really could be any genre. I just really hate country. I'll say it here. When I hear country, it makes my skin fucking crawl, so I don't listen to that. But I like pop, I like alternative, I like indie, I like rock, jazz, electric swing, that sort of stuff. It just depends on what my mood is. Or whatever song I'm currently hyperfixating on, whatever genre that is. Gossip the stars behind him. Yeah. Star catchers, star children. How could I have been so blind? How could I have not seen this sooner? I had it all right in front of you all, and you would have never have guessed. Wow. I'm also really crappy at naming things, so when I got like the name Starcatcher, I'm like, I'm gonna cook with this. Who's your favorite chibi to draw? Either Lucas or Ryder, because they usually have the most exaggerated expressions. I answered this earlier when it came to my username, but Rotania came about because I used to roleplay Roxas back when I was on DeviantArt and like AIM and MSN. So we're talking about, this is like 16 years ago at this point. Like, this happened when I was 12. I am 28 now. I used to roleplay as Roxas, so my nickname became Roxas, which then turned into Ro. And then one of my friends called me Rotan, which out of the blue, they just started calling me Rotan. And then I had a political science class in 8th grade, and I had to make a country, so I took Rotan, and then I added Ia, Rotan, Ia, name of the country. And then when I went to go make my art blog for Tumblr, I couldn't think of a name, so I was like, I'll make it Rotania, and then that just became my username. How do I draw expressions? I tend to make the face when I'm drawing them. So I just kind of trial and error. A lot of facial expressions is from like the subtle details that you make from like the creases underneath the eyes or how you draw the eyebrows and stuff like that. So those subtle details or those little tiny details on the eyes or the eyebrows can really change an expression. So if you struggle with expressions, look at how you're drawing those eyes. I personally don't like it when people sacrifice expression to make their characters just pretty. I'm not afraid of making my characters look ugly in a panel if it means I can express their emotion correctly. So if I have like a wacky face, you know, it may not look the prettiest, but it shows the character as human and makes expression. Well, I'm glad that I can answer comments and stuff like that. Thank you guys for being interested in what I have to say. Yeah. Well, there's gonna be like an actual like Starcatcher name drop in the comic. I actually just finished that episode not too long ago. But yeah, the star catching festival is going to be a bigger thing. We're not going to see the festival itself until probably season 2, but we're going to see them how they celebrate the star catching festival. But that's going to be a big part of this series. And I was going to try to bring it into the canvas version of it, but I just thought about it too late. And I was focusing too much on just how Lucas and Thomas interacted. This version is going to be a lot more world building, which will include the Star Catching Festival. What's one thing you struggle with drawing? Like one thing you cannot draw? I can't draw animals. I hate drawing shoes and feet, so I try to always crop that stuff out of my panels. For backgrounds, I have a workaround with like SketchUp and stuff like that. So, if you can afford to use SketchUp, I would recommend SketchUp if you can. If you use Clip Studio Paint, there's a lot of free models that you can use inside of the assets library or the asset store, so you can always use that as well. A lot of things I do put my own personal money into when it comes to this comic, so I have bought, whenever I go on like Acon 3D, I just spend way too much money. But you can obviously do stuff without having to spend money. Ugly crying especially. Yeah, you really cannot make that pretty. Who was your main influence for your art style, like why you draw things? I really don't have an influence. I just did it my own. Now I will say, when it comes to how vibrant my colors are, Tiny Paint that does like Ava's Demon, I will say would be a big inspiration for me. But everything else, I just kind of do it my own. Like honestly, I don't have someone that I could directly compare myself to or be like, hey, I really want to draw like this person. I just started drawing and I was like, I want to draw it like this. So that's kind of how it came to be. It is just from my brain. That's really I can say. Do you need tips for drawing hair? I'm very have it with some flow. I don't. I try not to focus too much on like the internal lines. I can kind of see with like Stella's hair. I don't have a lot of lines inside. I just let my hand do it. I use a marker tool to kind of let it be more free. You don't want your hair to look stiff. You want to have like those little tiny little stray hairs and stuff like that. That's what's gonna make it look more like hair, I guess. I don't really know. If I was actually drawing, it would be easier, but since I'm just rendering hair right now, it's kind of harder to explain it. It's easier for me to actually show you than that. I don't want to draw hair right now. I want to get these panels rendered. Sorry. Also, I am going to separate real quick. I just really have to go to the bathroom, so give me 1 second. Okay. I was gone for not even a minute. I just really had to pee. Alright. There we go. Alright. Yeah, the hair like a ribbon is a very good way to describe how to draw hair. Especially like curly hair. Yes, I washed my hands. Yes, I washed my hands. I'm just a fast peer. Would you ever do an episode or like a short of how the characters would draw themselves? Probably not. I mean, not all the characters can draw. I could, but I don't have any intention to do that or never thought about it. Lucas does do a little doodle of him and Thomas. Lucas does a little doodle of Lucas and Thomas in a little note that they pass about. Wait, no, sorry, that's for a Fast Pass episode. That's for episode 7, not episode 6. Okay, next week you're gonna see how Lucas would draw all the two of them. My bad. What is the birthday of the characters? Lucas and Maria is June 21st. Thomas is September 14th. M is October... I think it's October 26th. I could be wrong. I don't remember what birthday I gave her. The other characters, their birthdays are kind of wishy-washy, considering most of them are not technically human. At least not originally intended to be human. But I cannot believe I made Thomas a Virgo. As a Gemini myself, I cannot believe I made him a Virgo. I have a joke that I like to collect Virgos as best friends. But I also like to make fun of Virgos all the time. Oh yeah, I would not say that I am like a perfect writer or artist or by any kind of means. I definitely have grown a lot. And the best way to get better is just to keep making stuff. Keep writing, keep drawing. Aw, Starcatcher Brusher, that would be so cute. I would love to have Starcatcher merch one day. My birthday is June 17th. So it was the Monday before Starcatcher launched. So my birthday happened on Monday, then on Friday, Starcatcher launched. So it was a very, very productive week. Hey! Makes me happy hearing you laugh. Thanks. I also have a bit of a nervous laugh. So a lot of times, that's just my way of breaking the silence, is my, my laughter. Womp womp womp. Alright, let me see, because I want to try finish rendering these panels, and then I will get off there. Because my husband will be home soon. Aw, that's cool. I love little bracelets. I am not on an insulin pump. My endocrinologist was like, hey, we can prescribe you an insulin pump, but you need to take this class with this diabetic educator, and then after that, then you need to talk to your insurance, and then you have to talk to the manufacturer, and then you get to talk to me about prescribing it. And that's a lot of steps, and I don't have the mental spoons to deal with that right now, so I am just currently on this is my long-acting insulin, and then this is my short-acting insulin. So I'm on the pens. I want to go into the pump because it will make my life a lot easier. It's just that's a lot of mental energy to put on to me when I still have I'm a brand new diabetic and all that sort of stuff. But yeah. Who's the husband? It's my husband. I've been married to him for quite some time now. He's my husband. He lives with me. I have his last name now. Hey, yeah, me too though. I'll just be like, hey Webtoon, can I have all the merch, please? Most of my family's birthdays are all in the summer. It's all like June, July, and August birthdays, and I share a birthday with my grandmother. And then my sister shares a birthday with my stepdad. Thank you for giving me your non-existent money for my non-existent merch. No, my husband is only for me. He is taken. He's like Thomas, but he's not as tall as Thomas. And he's also not a blonde. And he's not beefy. But when it comes to like the ADHD golden retriever, that's my husband. Being absolutely obsessed with D&D and anime, yeah, that's my husband. But my husband's good at math, though. So that's the difference. But when it comes to being a sweet, wholesome bean, yeah. I have Snickers? Stickers. Oh, yeah. No, he's very good at math. He's insanely good at math. I think my husband's dreamy looking, but that's because he's my husband, and I love him very much. Is he bad at flirting like Thomas is? That's rude. Don't be dissing my husband or Thomas like that. I will say that the way that my husband got my phone number was because I went over to his apartment while we were in college before, like, we were still kind of talking and stuff like that, and he had a couple of drinks, so he was kind of tipsy, and he was walking me out to my car, and we were only communicating through like Snapchat and stuff like that, because this is like 2018 and stuff like that. He just looked at me while I was about to go in my car, and he's like, "Can I have your number?" And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, it's fine." I don't think Thomas is bad at flirting. How dare you say that? That man is smooth as fuck. I want to see what your definition of good flirting is, then. Alright, my husband's on his way back, so let me finish rendering this panel right here, and then, okay. Okay, him flirting and him saying and confessing are two different things. Because you can flirt and not tell someone you like them, right? Those are two different things. You're comparing apples and oranges right now, my dude. Two very different things. Because you can flirt with someone and have no intentions to date them. Also, you don't know why Thomas hasn't told Lucas he doesn't like him yet. It could be for completely different reasons. Or it could be Lucas doesn't recognize that he's being flirted with. I do appreciate you guys coming and chatting with me. Because I will be heading off here once I am done rendering her hair and skin. Because my husband's going to be home soon. And then I will be hanging out with my friend for a little bit before I go back to working on finishing this episode. Give myself a little bit of a break. Yeah, Lucas is not good at being flirted with just because he cannot process the fact of anyone liking him, much less being liking him in that sort of way. So his brain just kind of short circuits and he takes it as Thomas just joking around, or that's just his personality. And that's the main reason why they don't get together until like their junior year. It's because Lucas doesn't understand that Thomas wants to have a relationship with him. It all goes back to Lucas's self-confidence and going at his pace. The way that I did that background was big brain. I mean, yeah. I do these background or these comics for a living. I gotta make myself gotta make it easy for myself. What self-confidence? Yeah. Yeah, the lack of, that's why he doesn't realize that Thomas is flirting with him. Because he would be like, no way ever. That man's way too out of my league. If he was a superhero, what would his name be? Man, I'm bad at names. You can't do this to me. I'm so bad at coming up with names on the spot. Whenever I see those kinds of comments, I literally have to like stare at them and be like, I'll answer this one later because I literally cannot think of something. Because I don't even know what his power would be. I want to take a star blonde. No. No, he wouldn't do that. Anti-math man. I'm just kidding. No, it would be Super Thomas. That's hilarious. Long legs? No. That's no. Absolutely mealy veto that one. Short arms? No. Thomas does not have short arms. Alrighty. Well, I am done rendering that panel, so I am going to get ready for my husband to come back home. But I very much appreciate you coming out and saying hi and chatting with me. I'm going to try to stream again, hopefully, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe Tuesday. And I'll just send out a post on my creator profile like I did earlier, just saying that I'm live and that sort of stuff. Steel young girl man? Yeah, no. Sailor thighs? Absolutely not. No. But yeah, I'll let you guys know. Not sure how regular this will be a thing, but I think next time I'll do like non-comic art. I'll just probably start something from the beginning, that way you guys can actually see me draw, and then go from there versus you just seeing me render panels. Whatever we think was going to be the best. So thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Like I said, I might go live again on like Tuesday. I think that might be the best day. Because tomorrow I want to finish out the episodes that I have, and I don't want to spoil those panels.